You're tuning to Boxing UK. I'm Rack Noble. I'm here today with Adam Smith at the Usyk Joshua 2 press conference. Adam, how are you doing?
I'm very good. I'm pleased to be back here actually at the Four Seasons. It reminds me of the days of Nassim Hamid. He used to stay here when he fought in London, and he used to take over the suites. I think Johnny Nelson was well part of the crowd then, but Johnny's not with me today. But it's nice to come back, and it's great to be here for the Joshua Usyk rematch press conference in London. I wasn't in Saudi, so it's nice just to come and see the guys. We've got a lot of history with both fighters, and yeah, it's just been nice to be around and see some old friends.
So of course right now it's up in the air whether it's going to be the rights to the Zone, the rights to Sky Sports, could even potentially be with BT. Where is it currently at the moment? Do you have any idea where the rights might be going to? No idea
at all. I don't know where it will end up. I presume it will be on Dazn, seeing as AJ has left in a huge deal. I've commented on that already. I don't begrudge any fighter the opportunity to make a lot of money, whatever level they're at. It's a short window, and Anthony goes with our blessing. It's disappointing, obviously, he's not going to be representing Sky in the future, but he goes with our thanks, and I've enjoyed every minute of working with him, and we'll always back him. He'll always be part of our history and our fabric. Alexander as well. We've had many fights with him, really close to his team, and really enjoyed every build-up with both of them. They're exemplary human beings. They're great fighters, and but no, I don't know. I believe the Saudis and Skills Challenge have the event. They look after the event, so they'll make the decision, I guess, with Team Joshua and Team Usyk as to where the fight ends up on. As I said, I'd be very surprised if it's not on the Zone with AJ's move, but I don't know any more than you do.
So of course, as you've mentioned, you're quite close with both teams, all due respect to both. How do you see this second fight going? How do you see the turn of it coming out this time around?
Well, that's what I'm as fascinated about as you. Before the first fight, I thought that Alexander would be very dangerous for Anthony because of the southpaw style, and also because of the experience he's had as an amateur. He'd had 350 amateur fights, AJ only about 35, so... And also Joshua's lack of experience against the southpaw. He'd only fought Charles Martin as a pro, round and a half. That worried me beforehand, but still, as like most people, we thought size would probably be the difference. It wasn't on the night. I thought Alexander was brilliant. Now what happens in the second fight? You've got to say that Alexander starts the favourite. He's done it once. He'll have increased his confidence from there. It's all about whether Joshua can trap him in corners, utilise his physicality, and prevent Usyk getting into a rhythm. If Usyk gets in a rhythm again and Joshua comes onto shots, you worry for him again, AJ. But under Robert Garcia, something new. Maybe if he can, get all the energies in the right way and tactically get it spot on by utilising that huge physical and size advantage that he does have, maybe he can turn the tables and become the first man to beat Usyk or stop him even. It really is fascinating, and as I said, I think you've got to say that Usyk starts favourite this time, as with last time AJ did, but rematches often go the same way. They often go more conclusively, but they can flip on their side and go in a totally different way. So AJ certainly got the physical attributes and the will to win and the competitiveness to really have a great shot at turning it around and becoming a three-time heavyweight champion. But then again, how will Alexander have improved from that first fight? It's an intriguing one, and it's one I'm going to be tuning in for, no doubt.
Definitely an intriguing contest. Just going to the domestic scene, looking just the weight class down, a very interesting domestic clash that's been made under the Boxer brand is Isaac Chamberlain versus Chris Billam-Smith. Now, from what I'm aware, Chris Billam-Smith was with Matchroom Dazn. How is this deal working out where he fights for Boxer against Isaac Chamberlain?
I don't know how the deal was worked out, because you have to ask Boxer that and how they made that happen. I presume Chris is a free agent, and that's how it was. Isaac Chamberlain, I know, is with Mick Hennessy. So look, the fight was offered to me, and listen, Chris is a great guy. So is Isaac. They're both very, they're both top cruiserweights. Obviously, we've got Richard Riakporhe. So Yeah, and it was a trip to Bournemouth. I think it's going to be a huge sellout down there by the seaside. But I'm also very interested in making sure that we get some really good young Olympic talent on the card too. We gave peak time to Adam Azim last week, who was fantastic, to Claressa Shields in her professional debut, and I'd like to see all the other Olympians on the card on July the 30th, so that we keep rolling with them as well. But yeah, it's a really good main event too, so looking forward to a seaside trip at the end of July.
Talking about the undercard, I noticed you got Fraser Clark, debut of Ben Whitaker, and also you had
Caroline Dubois.
I think that's three Olympians.
Yeah, I think that's all going to be made official in the coming days, but that's the plan. The plan is that we get a bill packed with the Olympians. Fraser Clark is back from a short injury. Caroline is absolutely desperate to fight again. She's been in Miami with Daniel, obviously. And Ben Whitaker is, he's obviously telling us that he's the best of the bunch and he wants to get going. So it's going to be quite a journey, Ben Whitaker. So yeah, looking forward to getting started with Ben.
Talking of other prospects and stars, Adam Azim last week, I heard he shut down Coventry. Looked amazing, blitzed his opponent in 1 round. Could he be the next Amir Khan for British boxing?
He could be. We're very, very excited about Adam Azim. It is early days. I keep telling promoters and everybody just to keep calm while we watch how he goes through the embryonic stages of his career. But it's very hard not to get very, very excited about him. Shane McGuigan, obviously believes he's the best fighter that he's ever had. He was a wonderful amateur. You talk to other top fighters in the trade about sparring him, and they are full of praise for Adam. I love what I see about him. He's got his feet on the ground. He's a great guy out of the ring, but he's got a cold menace about him when he goes to his work, and then entertains us with backflips and Ronaldo celebrations at the end. I think the future is very, very bright, and it reminds me a little bit of the early days of a Ricky or an Amir or a Naz. I think it's the manner of how he's dealing with his early opposition. But there's a long way to go. There's different levels to conquer, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. But I think what we do have, we have a fighter, a precocious talent who has the potential to become a superstar.
No, I definitely agree. From what I've seen and what I've heard, I expect big things from Adam coming up. Talking of another fight, which was meant to be in the pipeline, Tasha Jonas versus Hannah Rankin. Now, from what I've heard recently, it could potentially be Hannah Rankin and Terry Harper. Is the fight still something that boxer can feel like they're going to accommodate, or could it be slipping under your radar?
Again, that's something for you to ask boxer. I would love to see Tasha fighting Hannah in a unification. I think it's a fantastic fight. Remember, we also used to work with Terry Harper, and it's great having seen her come back after her defeat. So we're big supporters of Terry as well. Listen, it's great for women's boxing. I think the biggest fight that we've got coming up is obviously Savannah Marshall and Claressa Shields, men or women. It's a huge, huge humdinger of a fight, which will happen in September. I'd love to see Tasha, join that card or fight on her own card, whether it's Hannah Rankin, whether it's a defence. Let's wait and see, but love to see the Jonas Rankin fight happen. Got so much respect for Hannah Rankin. She's such a great young woman, and obviously Tasha is commentates for me. She's part of our Sky Talent team as well. It's fantastic that she won that world title, and we want to see the big fight. So however it all works out, I'm sure there'll be something great to announce with Tasha soon.
Talking of big fights, has the Savannah Marshall Claressa Shields fight been confirmed for London on the 2nd of September?
I think it will be confirmed probably in the next week, with just a couple of things just to tie up, but the fight will happen. It'll be early autumn, and I think after what happened with Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano in the Garden, this is the time to really elevate women's boxing, women's sport, and we fully believe that Savannah Marshall and Claressa Shields has absolutely everything to be a thunderous fight, a super fight, and we can't wait. I'm going to tell you what, if it's good, let's do it again and again, because I think it's going to be very, very special in their history.
And one last question, just jumping down to the welterweight scene in the men's division. FLORIAN Marku, Chris CONGO, 2 fighters who are looking pretty good right now, on up and coming, looking for a breakthrough fight.
Let's get it on. Let's make the fight happen. I agree. I didn't think you were going to ask me that.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you.
I would love to see that fight happen, and I've been telling Ben Shalom pretty much every night that when I call him, I would like to see FLORIAN Marku and Chris CONGO fight. Over to the promoters, but we're going to be banging on that door for that to happen at some point soon.
Thank you very much for your time, Adam, and I'll see you around in the next show, possibly Bournemouth.
Yeah, see you in Bournemouth.
Take care.
Cheers, bye now.